down. Watch those fingers and toes. We don't want anything getting pinched. And very important, did you all pick up a pair of 3D glasses? If you do not have a pair of 3D glasses, please raise your hand and wave it around. You all have them. Good, 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 good. Don't wear them right now. The world is in 3D. It will not get any 3D-er if you have the glasses on. You'll just get a headache. We don't want that. No such thing as 6D. Put the glasses somewhere safe, and then during the tour we'll say, put those glasses on, you'll have them, everything will be cool, okay? On that happy note, let's wave goodbye to all these nice folks on the left here. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. And I'm going to turn things over to our very special guest, star of SNL, late Dr. Jimmy Fallon, host of The Tonight Show, Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide. And the greatest driver.
Ryan.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
one of them
owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Okay, now that we are moving, please remain seated while the tram is in motion. Keep your arms and legs inside the tram at all times. If you need any personal assistance, if you drop anything of value over the side of the tram, or in case of a medical emergency, or if you notice there's anything wrong with the audio or visual portion on the tour today, pull the red emergency cord running down the center of the tram. We'll get to you just as soon as possible, as soon as it's safe to do so. And please remember there is no smoking of any kind on board the tram today. Be prepared for sudden loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and the possibility of getting a little wet. So watch out for your cameras. Take all the pictures you'd like, but please, for your safety and the safety of those around you, do not use selfie sticks on the tour today. We don't want you accidentally bonking someone on the head with a selfie stick. Okay, Real Movie Studio. We've been making movies on this hillside for more than 100 years. We've made over 8,000 movies here in that time. See if you recognize this one.
I have the room ready for you, Mrs. Barrington. Thank you, Lord.
Did you hear that? Mrs. Barrington.
Not quite, darling, but soon. Very, very soon. Bella.
Yes?
Every bottle of champagne sent to the room at once. And make sure that we are not disturbed for any reason.
You all recognize that bellhop. That is, of course, Jimmy Fallon. That scene was fairly recently filmed inside of our soundstage 20. We'll be back in just a moment. We're taking you into our studio front lot, and this is where you'll find most of our sound stages. It is inside these large buildings that movie magic and make-believe are made to happen. The first sound stage we'll be passing is coming up just ahead of us. It'll be on our left. This is where we can build really, really big sets. It's a soundstage that's almost continuously used. In fact, we are using it right now for the 4-time Emmy Award-winning NBC series, The Voice.
Hi everybody, I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
And on the left, we're passing Soundstage 20, where we filmed the Jimmy Fallon clip I just showed you. Soundstages are 98% soundproof. Almost everything that you see in film and on television is done inside of them. We have 24 soundstages located here. They are numbered 1 to 44. As you can see, we don't use all of the numbers. There's a variety of reasons why not. A big one is superstition. For that reason, here you'll find no soundstage with the number 13 or lucky number 7. Knock on wood. But our stages are constantly in use. In fact, here are some shows that recently filmed inside of some of our stages.
Have some patience for one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
If your face stays where it is, it's gonna get punched.
Whose name is worth more in Scrabble tiles? Uzo Aduba or David Oyelowo? Uzo Aduba.
I just showed you a scene from the NBC comedy Superstore starring America Ferrera. They film inside of sound stages 16 and 17, which are over on our left. It takes both of those sound stages to create that huge store that you see in the show. Also filming on the lot, we have another comedy called Great News from producer Tina Fey. They film inside of Soundstage 18. As I said, our stages are constantly in use. We just went past the set for Superstore. They are for The Voice. They are actually filming later this evening. They film early in the evening, around 5 o'clock, so that the show can be aired live on the East Coast. And then there's a tape delay here for the broadcast in our time zone. Hang on just a sec. Okay. Just doing a little adjusting, so to speak. So we've made lots and lots of television shows here. In fact, let me show you some of our television classics. Superstore, they also film inside of Soundstage 21, which we're also passing on our left. 21's a very busy place. It was also used for our international mega hit Fate of the Furious, starring Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez, and available on Blu-ray and DVD. So, we do movies, we do television shows, we do music videos, we do commercials. We are one of the world's largest, busiest, and oldest movie studios. And now that we are NBC Universal, we are also part of the oldest television network. NBC broadcast the first commercial broadcast of a television show in 1939 from the New York World's Fair. And I just showed you some of our classic television shows. We've been making great television shows here ever since. And we still do lots of great television work. The Mindy Project, starring Mindy Kaling, recently finished filming here on our lot. You can catch their final season on Hulu. And Mindy Kaling is still working on our lot. She's working on her new project, Champions. Another NBC comedy filming here, The Good Place, starring Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. And on the right, we're passing stages 43 and 44, which we're using for a new drama called Reverie, which stars Dennis Haysbert. So wonderful, of course, from all those Allstate commercials. Reverie is actually filming on our backlot. We're going to be going right past their film set in just a little while. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. So where do all of our movie and TV ideas come from? Well, from writers, producers, directors, actors, many of whom have offices on the lot, many in the bungalows that we're passing on our left. Most of these bungalows were originally built to be dressing rooms for our stars. You know, during the golden age of Hollywood, the 1930s, 40s, 50s, most stars were under contract to one particular studio, so it made sense for them to have these little homes away from home here on the lot. Universal was home to such stars as Rock Hudson, Doris Day, Janet Chandler, Tony Curtis, Janet Leigh. Big stars back in the 1950s during our golden age. And we've been home to such star directors as the legendary Sir Alfred Hitchcock. We're passing his bungalow on the left. Next to the door is the famous silhouette that Hitchcock himself designed. That bungalow now belongs to the De Laurentiis Company. Most of our filming is done inside of sound stages. And on the left, we're passing Soundstage 22, which is the new home for the newly revived hit NBC comedy Will and Grace. Next to it is Soundstage 23, which we've been using for the NBC drama Law and Order, True Crime, The Menendez Murders. Right now it's being used for a cosmetics commercial. Very high class. And with that, we come to the end of our studio front lot. It ends on the left with Soundstage 23. But of course, on occasion, we have to do exterior filming. And that's usually done on our studio back lot, which begins on our right with our metropolitan area. Always a busy place. And if you keep looking to the right, you will see why this area is so popular. Look at these sets. Aren't they gorgeous? They look as if they are real buildings, but for the most part, they are shells. 4 walls without any actual rooms inside, or facades, just the fronts and sides of buildings. And they look like they're made out of good solid material, brick or concrete or stone or glass. They're actually made out of foam rubber, wood, fiberglass, plexiglass, and other lightweight materials. So this is where we come when we need an urban setting. By the way, what you're seeing right now is what is called a base camp. So this is where the cast and crew all come together, and this is where they hang out until they are actually needed on set. This is where you'll find the craft services table, and we've got some of the dressing rooms here, the bungalows. But now, we also have a part of our metro area that we can use for small town settings. We're going to take you there right now. And there's a building there that I think you'll recognize. Maybe not the way it looks at the moment, but I know you'd recognize it if you saw it looking like this. And as we come around the corner, the huge building on the left is the Hill Valley Courthouse from the Back to the Future films. But it does look a little different than it did in those movies, doesn't it? So why does it look so different? For several years, this was the Grandview City Hall for the TV series Ghost Whisperer, which starred Jennifer Love Hewitt. How can we change the look of this building so dramatically? Well, it looks very impressive, but it is just a facade. We have a very imposing front and a very imposing side. But you go around to the back, all you'll find is a little storage shed. That's all that's back there. And those solid-looking bricks, fiberglass panels. So changing the look of this building is not all that difficult. And what we did with this building, we can do with all the buildings in our metro area. We can turn these streets into any major city.